Queensland could be home to Australia's first anti-drone squad. It's part of a push from both sides of politics to crack down on terrorism. But the LNP today discovered an enemy too close to home. Tegan George is travelling with the opposition.
The campaign wheels are well and truly in motion.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
On day 17, Tim Nicholls would be glad they haven't yet fallen off.
Yay! High five for everyone. Yay!
But he was hit down low by former colleague, now One Nation state leader Steve Dickson, who claims it was Tim Nicholls' decision to cut the public service when the LNP was last in power.
It wasn't Campbell Newman who made that decision, it was Tim Nicholls who made that decision because he was the Treasurer and he drove that point, and he also drove the issue relating to asset sales in Queensland.
And he says Newman warned Nicholls the leasing of state assets was political suicide.
When asset sales were put on the table, he said, you bees will rue the day you did this, and mate, he was right.
People know that Steve Dickson is completely untrustworthy.
A bit awkward given the LNP has decided to preference One Nation over Labor in 49 seats.
When it comes to preferences, there are no good choices.
The Premier was in the far north to announce incentives for reef islands to cut their carbon emissions.
Big boss of the state.
She had this warning for anyone considering rocking the boat with a vote for One Nation.
We saw what happened years ago, when there was about 11 members elected to the Queensland Parliament. They all just folded.
Both the major parties also unveiled significant law and order policies.
An extra 535 new police at a cost of $108 million.
Previously, Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk had announced 450 new officers.
And today I'm announcing 85 positions of personnel and officers.
A not-so-subtle crack at one-upmanship with the promise of a new elite counter-terrorism unit.
Which takes the total announcement by the Palaszczuk Labor government to 535 officers.
Don't you think it's convenient the LNP are announcing the exact same number of police?
Well, it seems a bit cute, doesn't it?
The LNP is also promising a dedicated counter-terrorism minister, plus $22 million for crime-fighting equipment, and it says it'll set up Australia's first anti-drone squad. It would be in charge of 8 neutralising guns worth $500,000.
Well, the drone gun, as I understand it, fires, if you like, an impulse into the air, and that disrupts the controls and brings the drone down.
The leaders will cross paths tonight in Cairns. Tegan George, 10 Eyewitness News.